Video number 181. Graphing more sine and cosine trig functions for two periods. There's translations involved here. What we're going to need to know in this video before we do it, we're going to need to understand when you have a mother graph, and then when we do this, +3 and +5, it moves the graph to the left 3. Okay? So what's going to happen here is our sine function, which goes over the period in the domain 0 to 2 pi, is going to move to the left 90 degrees, pi over 2 radians, which is 90 degrees. So what we need to do is change our domain by setting up a compound inequality. We're going to be working with a different domain, negative pi over 2 to 3 pi over 2. Then head over to the graph, and up 1, down 1. We're going from 0 over to 2 pi, typically. And we typically have a pi over 2 in the middle, 3 pi over 2 here, and, excuse me, pi in the middle, and pi over 2. There we go. Now, we are going to use this domain instead. So we're going to head over here to negative pi over 2. That's where this graph is going to begin. And then it's going to end here then instead. So we just need to make the right adjustments. Go up and grab the 1, grab the 0, grab a -1, back up to 0. Now they wanted this done over 2 periods. They're probably the easiest thing to do would be to just graph these two right here, to the right, to the left. So we'll go in the negative direction. Negative pi, negative 3 pi over 2, negative 2 pi, and one more negative pi. What is 2 pi minus pi over 2? That's negative 2.5 pi, that's right, which is negative 5 pi over 2. So you got to know how to add and subtract fractions, and you should be in good shape. So go down, grab the -1, back up to 0, back up to 1, back down to 0. There it is. So there you have it. Y equals sine x plus pi over 2. Next one. Y equals 2 times cosine x minus pi over 6. Now this one, we have to remember we're working with cosine, so we have to use the mother graph for cosine, which is going to put us at 0, 1 for our first position. So that's obviously going to shift. And we're going to be working with this domain instead. So instead of working with 0 to 2 pi, we're going to go from pi over 6 to 13 pi over 6. So why don't we go ahead and get the usual suspects up here. And then we'll just find the other angles, radian degree measures, whatever you want to call them. Alright, so where are we? Pi over 6. That's only what? 30 degrees. And then we're going to obviously go over here to whatever that is. And of course 2 pi plus pi over 6 is 12 pi over 6 plus pi over 6. That's 13 pi over 6. Of course, we already got that here. And where are we going to start? It's going to start at not 1, but where? 2. There you go. 2, 1, -1, -2. We're going to start at pi over 6, comma 2. And we're going to end, because that's what cosine shape is, 13 pi over 6, comma 2. So you got to make sure you go back, just make sure you know what cosine looks like. And we're going to go down to the -1, but in this case we're going to go on a -2 at the halfway point. What's the halfway point? Not pi, but whatever pi plus pi over 6 is. And that would be 7 pi over 6. So we're going to go down and grab that. Grab that 2 down there. Head back up here. And this would obviously be pi over 6 more than this. And this would be pi over 6 more than that. Okay, so that would be over for one period. And of course, if we wanted to get the other one on the left side, we would just shift everything over pi over 6. So instead of working with a negative 2 pi, a negative pi, a negative pi over 2, and a negative 3 pi over 2, we're going to go over to the right. We're going to grab this. This is going to be our minimum. We're going to go up and there's another intercept, and that's going to be where our max is. So we're going to be over here, right? And our minimum is going to be down here. So we're going to go ahead and grab those points. So something like this. Okay, so there you have it, guys. There is y equals 2 times cosine quantity x minus pi over 6. Questions or concerns, gripes, modes, or complaints? Bam, good times.